All right. All right. Hey, what's going on, people? In this video, we will be explaining some of the main differences between Arabic and English. Now, the reason why we're making this video is because that I see a lot of Arabic people, especially the Iraqis, have a really bad accent when it comes to English. And to be honest, I've been there myself, and I understand why you guys are struggling with your pronunciation and maybe the language in general. And to fix that problem, you have to understand this, that even though you have the same sounds and the same things in English, that doesn't mean that they will be the same thing with Arabic or
Mhm.
the reverse with them. So, for example, if you say that you have the D sound in Arabic and the T sound in Arabic, that doesn't mean they are going to be the same in English because they will be pronounced differently. For example, if you say trouble or if you say draw, they're going to be different. And another thing is the L. The L. In English, we have two L's, the dark and the light, and both of them are different from the Arabic L. And for example, like level, and if you pronounce it with the Arabic L, it's going to be level. So
Right.
I decided in this video to invite my friend Sammy here. So welcome, Sammy.
مرحبا. السلام
Yeah.
عليكم يا جماعة.
Yeah, so Sammy has a phenomenal Arabic, and he's a native English speaker, and he will spot the differences, and we will help each other to explain the differences in English and Arabic.
شكرا. I hope
Yeah,
that in discussing these things, I want to try and bring a little bit of perspective from the other side as well. For anybody that feels like maybe they're having a little bit of trouble, like Hussein said, kind of learning the smaller parts of speaking English and getting to grips with the accent and everything. There's a lot of stuff that's difficult for even English speakers that do have Arabic experience like me. So it takes a lot of practice both ways. Our languages have some different gives us different strengths and weaknesses
yeah,
when we're trying to navigate the translation.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Now we will start with pronunciations, and when it comes to pronunciations, the main thing that I see, like a lot of people have so much hardship with, is the R sound. Like as you know, Sammy, that the American R and the Arabic R are so different.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, so what they would do are like they are just trolling their R's. Like they don't make it like the
Yeah.
American R. They don't say R. They say
Er.
R. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So they are just trolling their R's. And to be honest, the trick is with your alveolar ridge. Like just don't touch your alveolar ridge, which is the upside of your mouth, and just make it so intense, like as intense as it get.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's like I've struggled with this, to be honest. Like it took me so much time to get the American R.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like as shown here, you can see that the trilled R, how the tongue touches the alveolar ridge, right here,
Yeah.
and you see the American R not touching the alveolar ridge and being free in the mouth. But here's the thing: the sides of the tongue are touching the teeth on the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it gets like it's not the most comfortable position to your tongue, but you will get used to it.
Hey, this
Yeah,
is really funny, and it's something that I assume that we can speak freely عربي إنجليزي.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
absolutely,
cool,
yeah.
cool, cool. لأن أنا كمان عم أتدرب على عربي, so this is a good opportunity. Um, yeah, so hey, this is funny to me because I've never really thought about it like this, in thinking about the way that my tongue moves. Um, I'm very lucky that in being able to have learned Arabic at a young age, um, the front R, as you described it, was able to come naturally. But this is something that Americans really struggle a lot with, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, it's any because to be honest, a lot of languages have the rolled R. I think America's, well, I think English in general is pretty unique
I
in
think,
not using it at all.
yeah, I think,
Almost never.
yeah, I think Portuguese have the same R.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spanish as well. Japanese, I know
yeah.
for sure.
No,
Yeah, it's
no, I
interesting.
mean, I mean, Portuguese have the same R as the American R. They don't trill it.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah. So we will go to the next, which is the L. And like I've seen a lot of Spanish people, like it's not the Arabic people. We will come to the Arabic later, but
Nerjana, yeah, yeah,
yeah, but Spanish people, they will never lose their L. Like they will say la. Like I don't know if they pronounce it, but it's really weird. That's what make them have this accent, which is the Mexican
yeah.
accent. Like, yeah, yeah, and the Arabic people, they don't really realize this, that there are two L's, which is the dark and the light, and they're both differently. They pronounce differently. Like if you see, this is the B. Oh man,
Ah!
I screwed up. I screwed up. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see here, like the light is gonna be from the beginning of the mouth, like it just from here, touching the alveolar ridge, and the dark is gonna be from the back of your mouth, of your tongue. It's gonna be L, like terminal. Like you can
Mhm.
see that's gonna be strong from the back of your tongue.
Yeah.
And the Arabic one is going to be really in the middle, like it's really lighter than the light R, the light L. Sorry. For example, if I say level with an Arabic L, it's going to be level.
Devil.
Yeah. So you can see that there's a huge difference between them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you find like how do you feel the differences between them? Like you have a really good pronunciation in Arabic. How do you feel the difference between L, the American L, and the Arabic L?
I agree with you in that the Arabi L sounds a lot lighter
Yeah.
generally, and the tone of it is very consistent. Like you don't have the different levels that you need to constantly switch back and forth between. Harf al-lam, I think it's a pretty easy one to learn, at least to kind of get that down. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. But
I haven't heard a lot of Well, no, you go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. Like the problem is that they don't get it. Like they don't get the difference. They don't feel it. That's what I'm
Hmm.
saying. Yeah, because they.
It's definitely more in the back of your mouth, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And the problem is, if you don't have that sound, you will not hear it. This is
Yeah.
the problem. You will not understand it. So that's why I'm just referring to these sounds, just to make them aware of the difference. So that when they hear it, they will have an idea that this sound is different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying to kind of practice it right now. Like harf al-lam
yeah,
versus level.
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like I use more of the part of my tongue that like touches the top of my lip
yeah,
is
yeah,
wider. I use
yeah,
a greater area of my tongue for
yeah,
the
yeah.
English L.
Yeah, it's way tense. Like it's and by the way, for the Arabic people, it's really uncomfortable. Like they are not used to use that much of tension in their tongue, because
Yeah.
it's, yeah. So it's all like a relaxed language. Like our mouth and our tongue is really relaxed. But when it comes to the American English, it's so intense in the tongue and relaxed. Yeah, and relaxed in
Yeah.
the jaw. Yeah, and. Let's go ahead to the P. The P. Oh man, like a lot of people say this as B. We don't have the
B.
P. Yeah, we don't have the P in our
This one's
language.
famous.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, B
and
mashhura.
yeah, and by the way, like a lot of teachers say that put a piece of paper in your on your palm and just say P. If the paper flies, then you're saying it correctly. If the paper still, you're saying the B, the Arabic B, which is like when you speak, you don't have that fucking piece of paper. Yeah, yeah. So like just get used to the American P. and just get it as it is, like a P, another sound of the language. It's
Yeah.
not the same as B. That's why the Americans and the English in general have two sounds, B and P. They are
Yeah.
different. If let's say pack, if you say back, is gonna be different. It's gonna another meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and when they hear the sound, they don't recognize it. They don't really understand that this is a P and this is a B. They don't hear it because they don't have the sounds in their native tongue. So that's why I keep telling people, acquire the language as it is. Don't mix it with your native language. If you mix it with your language, the P and the B are going to be the same as the Arabic P.
no. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
And it's a like I'd say a pretty easy thing to work on for your accent that you'll get a big return on because it's very noticeable.
yeah.
Um, I like to I like to joke. My parents actually were able to get rid of it as well. They are pretty good with the P and the B now after a
Yeah,
lot of practice.
yeah,
But I like to joke and say like get me a Bibsy.
yeah,
We
yeah,
don't say Pepsi. We say
yeah. It's
Pepsi.
Pepsi. Yeah, Pepsi.
It's the different. This is almost like the opposite of the English L's or harf al-lam because with this one you're very soft
Yeah, right.
with the
Yeah,
pronunciation.
yeah, right.
Don't be so intense with the way that you like
Yeah,
with
yeah,
your lips.
yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. And another thing, the expressions. Yeah, the expressions. I see a lot of people like expressing themselves in English with Arabic expressions. Like they use their culture and their language, but they just translate it to English, which is really, really weird. And nobody can
Hmm.
understand them. Like if the person who they are talking to not aware of the Arabic culture, like he will never understand them. and,
Yeah,
and the same thing and the same thing if you go the way around, like if you say what's up, all right, what's up, if you say
yeah,
to someone who doesn't understand what this is, he would say, oh, the ceiling. and
yeah,
yeah, it's a real story that I was talking to someone, a friend of mine, and he's Russian. So when I said what's up in English, he went like the ceiling, and I was like, okay. So you see that if he does not understand what's up, like he will not understand that I'm asking him of what's going on or how are you or for
yeah,
that. Yeah. So they should understand that you have to express yourself the way the natives do, not
yeah.
expressing yourself as you do in Arabic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think a really good equivalent to this on the other side from a Arabi perspective.
yeah,
Uh, I know when you want to basically say what's up in Arabi, at least Basham, we
yeah. You say sheku.
right,
In Iraqi we say shekumaku.
shikumaku. We
Yeah,
say shufi mafi.
yeah, shufi mafi.
بس
Yes, the same
بالإنجليزي
meaning.
shufi
Yeah,
mafi. Oh, perfect. Yeah, shufi mafi shikumaku. It means what is and what is not.
yeah,
I've never
yeah.
heard an American say this in my life.
Yeah, yeah,
Nobody's
right.
ever gonna say
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's why I'm explaining the expressions. If you say that shekumaku to
Yeah,
an American, I mean, even if you translate to English, he will not understand you. Yeah. So we
yeah.
are gonna move on to the second expression, which is you cracked me up. Man, this can go really weird. Like if you say this, it's gonna have a real different meanings. But the main one is that you hurt me. If you say this to someone like uh, an Arabic person, he would say that I didn't hurt you. So, but the meaning of this, like if someone says a joke to you, or and you find that joke is funny, you say you cracked me up. In Arabic, an equivalent to that is gonna be like أنت شقيت بطني من الضحك. That means you tear down my stomach because of laughing. Yeah. So it's really weird and different, and that's why people should get it as it is. Like when you have like a funny joke, you say you cracked me up.
Hmm.
and you keep the meaning and as an American meaning. Don't get down to it in Arabic. Yeah.
Generally, yeah, just phrases like this. Just look up what the phrase is in the language you want to speak. Don't translate it directly.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't work.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's see. And we're going to Arabic. Like طحت من عيني. If you say طحت من عيني in English, that would be like you fell from my eye. But nobody would say that.
Mhm.
You would say that you will I lost all respect for you, right?
Yeah,
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 yeah, that's more understandable because if you say that to an American, he wouldn't understand it. So that's why just get it as it is. Another thing, which is يقبرني. You guys say it يقبرني. Yeah, which is a real weird one. If you say that أنت
bury me.
تقبرني, yeah, you bury me. So it's gonna be real weird. They would say that. What's wrong with you?
It's very dramatic.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and like it's just a meaning of love or
yeah,
admiring. Yeah, and we're just attaching death and burying
yeah.
and the grave.
I would say it's funny in general. Arabi phrases, especially phrases of affection, are
Yeah,
much more intense than what we typically say in English. This is actually something that I love about the Arabi language. I really appreciate that about it because I
yeah,
love the
yeah,
drama and the intensity.
yeah.
Um,
Go ahead, start.
well, but so in English, even small things like with Arabi we would say like ya aini, ya amri, ya elbi,
Yep.
like we don't really say that in
Yeah,
English.
yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Like, and here's the thing about Arabic. Arabic is a really deep language. Like, the meaning of the Arabic words are so deep. Like, it's so deep. So you can express a lot of things with one word,
Yeah,
which is something like impossible with English.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
So let's see.
It's not as flowery. English is not nearly
Yeah,
as flowery.
yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. And here's the thing. And you see that there is a huge difference between Arabic and English. Like, so if you try to learn English through like you know just mixing it with Arabic, it's gonna be real difficult, right?
Yeah,
But here's the thing. If you go straight forward to English, it's gonna be much easier and it's gonna be much faster, and the same with Arabic, right? And like they're so different from each other, and that's what a lot of people don't understand, that they are both are separate languages. And like I told you the other day that you mix your speech with a lot of Arabic,
I
and
do.
yeah, and it's a problem. Like you will keep speaking in Arabic, but you will be translating from English,
Right.
which is going to be like so slow. Uh, because the process of your brain just processing the information, then translating, then speaking that information or a proper
ما بتتعلم يعني.
respond. Yeah, like it's going to be
Yeah,
a really long process, and like your brain is going to be exhausted within
no,
within minutes. So
right.
yeah, that's why I keep telling people to acquire the language instead of learning it or studying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
One good thing for you guys in trying to learn English is, I mean, you have such a wealth of media, and this is Hossein. This is what you said you learned
yeah,
from.
yeah,
Watch any American TV show, uh, video games, movies, whatever.
yeah,
The English that they speak in that, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're going from New York to California, Texas, Florida. It doesn't. It's all the same.
yeah,
There's a little
yeah,
bit of a difference in like the accents, but the dialect is almost exactly the same.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, and
Um,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, well, so I mean, that's really all just to say, like, it's not, I know, like, in trying to learn Arabic,
Yeah,
there's like, oh, am I going to watch an Egyptian TV show or a
yeah,
Syrian
yeah,
one, or is
yeah,
this going to be in Fusha?
yeah,
With English, I mean, even if you learn British English, it's really not that different. like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
pretty much good to go no matter what.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like I struggled with understanding some stuff. Like when I started learning English, because the thing is that you have like sometimes there are some things you will not be able to understand if you don't understand the culture.
Right.
That's why I focused only on the American English, and it's a funny story. I was a big fan of Comedy Central, and I was I was listening to all of their jokes. So like when they say a joke, like it's probably a boring joke to me, but the audience was laughing. I was like, man, what's wrong with these people? It's a really boring joke. Why would they laugh on such a joke? Yeah, and that's real. But after understanding the culture, I was able to laugh with them and interact with them because I understand why they laugh at this joke because they
Yeah.
lived it and they know what it means. So that's why like I tell people like if you want to go fast, just focus on one thing. Like yeah, the pronunciation may be different, the things and the language is still the same, but you know when you focus on one culture you will be able to understand it and to understand the people because languages is just a way of communication, right?
Yeah.
So if you know who you are communicating with, it's going to be much easier and faster, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, you brought up games. Like a lot of my friends play PUBG. All right,
Hmm.
and this is something that they don't understand about PUBG. Like a lot of people would say that it's a curse, but I don't play it, but I see it as a blessing. Like if you like PUBG, if you like games, just go interact with people in English, talk with them in English,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, if you want to say something, say it in English. Talk with people in English. You play the game with English people.
That's
That
perfect.
way, yeah, that way you will learn and enjoy your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I explained to them like some methods and everything on the Telegram channel, so they know these things. But the problem is that it's hard at the beginning. At the beginning, so it's that's why you see a lot of people quitting, and they don't really like learning or stuff. And the idea is you ain't learning anything. You are
Yeah.
just enjoying your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, like playing with Americans are much like it's much better than playing with Arabic people. To be honest, yeah, they don't know how to play.
That's
They
funny.
yeah yeah. Man, I really appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
It
of
was a
course.
really good session. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, before we go, I was just thinking, I wanted to add one thing.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
If we're talking about the difference in letters and pronunciation,
Yeah,
one extra one that I want to add, حرف القاف, we don't use
yeah,
it.
yeah, and
As in American, well, just in English, we don't use it. And that's something that I struggled uh,
yeah.
with in speaking Arabic.
Dude, Americans struggle with a lot of letters in Arabic, like the qaf, the kha, the ha, the ta, the va.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Oh my
these
God.
yeah, these sounds are really difficult.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is that these sounds are not even intense. These sounds are just they are natural, but from the
Yeah.
back of your throat, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
As Americans, we're not used to using that. There's a
yeah.
lot of stuff in the accent. Even اسمي بصراحة اسمي كانت صعبة كتير للأمريكان. بقول لهم like اسمي سامي. They
Yeah,
say
they say Sammy. Yeah.
Sammy.
Yes.
I'm like
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
وقت كنت صغير كنت كتير بتعصبني والله.
Yeah.
I'd say like no. Sammy. And they're like, that's
Yeah.
what I said. It's Sammy.
Yeah. Sammy. Yeah. And like yeah, here's the thing. Like it's the same sounds, like the same A, the same edit, but you know the different pronunciation. It's just still
Yeah.
yeah, an American A and Arabic edit. Yeah, that's why I made this session. I made this video just to explain these things. Yeah.
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 Well, good luck to all the homies that are watching this.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah, thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, dude. Thanks for
Yeah,
inviting me. This is fun.
thanks.
All right. Take care.
Take care.